All right, and welcome to round two here of our Xbox Division 2 for PPR. I am your commentator, PPR Nick. It feels great to be back with you guys. I had to miss last week, our round one at Australia, but I am back and I am ready to see some very tight action here at Bahrain as all of our drivers load into the session and begin our short qualifying session. That will be 18 minutes here at Bahrain under the lights. And if you guys can do us a big thank you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll love you very much here at PPR as qualifying has now just begun. We'll see what type of strategies our guys decide to go with tonight. Softs look to be a killer for tire wear. I'll be very interested to see if any of our drivers do decide to start off with the softs. Definitely want to be mediums or hards here. But guys do want to look for track position, so we could see some soft runners in the top 10 as I hear some engines revving up in the background. We'll see who decides to come out first. Looks like we have LDR Redeemer exiting his pit box, as well as Money Hustard, who looks to be our first driver out for tonight. And that nice little pink Panther of the Racing Point. Now last week we saw TRC Platinum take the first win of the season. We'll see if he can go back to back here. But this is looking to be a very close field. We had a very close field for our sort of half season last year. And it's looking to shape out to be the same way this year as well. So I'm very excited to see what all these guys can do. As I'll go ahead and get all the little telemetries and lap data up, as well as tires for you guys, so we know what everyone is running. As we'll go ahead and just stay on board here with Money Hustard as he finishes up his out lap. And here comes Money Hustard starting the first lap of the night. He comes through turn one. Getting a lot of the curb right there. And now into turn four, we see SV Methods doing some practice donuts, it looks like, off there in turn four. But so far so good here for Money Hustard. Roundabout here into sector 3. He is on those hard compound tires, so he might be looking to go with some hard runs and then on the mediums. We'll see. But for the first lap of the day, Money Hustard will cross the line at a 129.4. Not too bad there on the softs, or on the hards, I should say. As we see LDR Redeemer now, who is on the medium compound tires. Just going to venture out and say that he will beat Money Hustard's time right here. And he will with a 129.0, only etching that out by 4/10, with wide of the square also coming up with a 129.5 on the mediums. Looks like stay on board here with TRC Platinum. As I said, our race winner in Australia. Looking very good in that Alfa Romeo. Getting a little bit of a track extension right there. Hopefully that didn't invalidate his lap. Well, what can I say? If Cody's did one thing right, that is the lighting here at Bahrain. That Alfa Romeo just looks absolutely perfect as the lights glisten off. And yes, TRC Platinum did invalidate that lap. Let's see who else is closer. It looks like George 1997, who is on the hards, going to set a 130.8 right there. So currently we have LDR Redeemer. Ooh, what is Sprightly done? Looks like he's just letting that Red Bull get by. We'll stay on board here with Indian Cyclone. But so far, Redeemer has P1 6 minutes in. Ooh, and I say that SV Methods with pole on the softs. That might be a deadly combination for him, and not deadly as in a good way. Those softs would definitely fall off very quick here at Bahrain. That's something we'll see very early in the race if we do see anyone stick on those soft tires. We also see Indian Cyclone here in the McLaren on the softs as well. Now the one benefit of going on softs here at Bahrain is definitely the track position. You can definitely find yourself up in the grid with those softs, but like I said, they wear off so quick. But if there was a safety car, ooh, it looks like Indian Cyclone is backing out of that lap with a 128.9. As I will spam through the grid here onto Tazonic and the Mercedes. The Brit himself trying to impersonate Lewis Hamilton to the fullest as he is sitting on those hard compound tires, repping the number 15. With DRS engaged, he will cross the line with a 129.7, currently sitting him in P8. We'll now go on board here with Don't Get Mad, aka DGM. Doing a very good job there of not locking up in that very fast left-hander, which is very easy to do here at Bahrain. Maybe one of the toughest sets of corners on the entire F1 calendar. But DGM is flying right now. He's on those softs. As that will put DGM into P2. Marlon Conga, who had just taken P2, is now P3, with Methods still sitting in P1. Go on board here with the Henchman 21. Oh, and that beautiful colored red Ferrari. Oh, and I say that, and he has dive bombed himself into the wall. RIP to the Henchman. He will be starting at the back of the grid as he decided to pull a very extreme Cap to hood, as we saw Cap in our PC Division 1 race last night yeet it off the circuit on turn 1 and throw away his victory. Well, Henchman said, I'm going to yeet it during qualifying. But here we are with TRC Platinum looking to set his first validated lap of the evening. Getting a little bit of oversteer right there. But doing very well to keep control of his car. You'll see Marlon doing a great job there, staying out of his way. But nearly halfway in the or more than halfway in the qualifying, I should say, we have SV Message still in P1 with DGM P2 and Marlon Conga in P3. And it has to be said, this grid is very tightly contested, all the way from P1 down to P13. See what TRC Platinum here can do. That will be P1 by nearly 7/10. And he is looking very well in that Alfa Romeo. As Marlon's now hopping into the pits. Looks like Money Hustard is just beginning his lap. We'll take it down here to Weiser Square in the Haas. Looks to be on his lap. This will be the last time you'll see a Rich Energy sponsoring any Formula One team, as we might miss the black and gold this next season for F1, but I don't think anyone's going to miss the energy drink that barely even exists, as Weiser Square is halfway here into Sector 2. Not using up as much as the curb as you may like, but getting a nice full on the throttle right there. You want to stay off the curb so you don't pull a henchman and dive bomb yourself into that inside barrier. A very good exit right here. Weiser Square is looking very solid on these softs, must be said. See what kind of time you can put in right here. Comes across the final corner. Doing a great job of not track extending. Opening up DRS, and he will cross the line in P8 with a 129.0. Just barely missing out on P7 right there from Redeemer. As we'll go back on board here with Tazonic, who's setting another lap. But it looks like he's setting a few laps there on the hards, but not much to be said. White Mike in the Toro Rosso, looking to set a lap there on the softs. He's currently sitting P13, so he definitely wants to improve. He currently is. He's 3/10 up now to Sector 1 and 2. And that provisionally will put him into P11. Unless he can make a massive gain here to catch Tazonic, who's sitting in P10. And he does. That's going to be 129.2. As he now gets bumped down into 10th place. We see George 1997, who is over a second up now on his lap. Flying. He is absolutely flying on those medium tires. Very interesting to see a lot of guys going on the softs. And George looks like he did invalidate that lap, unfortunately. We'll take it back down here on Don't Get Mad, setting his lap. Weiser Square as well. Or the Fraud going very slow. Or it looks like Indian Cyclone might be on a lap right here. We'll stick it on board with the McLaren. So currently only one driver yet to set a lap, and that is the coach. The coach who does the most and destroys his front wing. That might not rhyme, but he definitely knows how to lose an end plate or two during the duration of a race. As Cyclone will improve into P5 with a 128.4 on the mediums. That's our fastest medium runner. So he is setting himself up very well. We'll see what the rest of our field is doing right here. Looks like George 1997 is going for another lap there on the mediums. He's currently 3/10 up through Sector 2. Didn't get the greatest of exits right there. That might really hurt his lap. We'll see what he can put in right now as he's sitting in P14. And it has to be said, George, I do not recommend ever going with that helmet style. It's not up to par, as he will still stay in P14 after invalidating. The coach currently setting a lap, as well as DGM. We'll go with White Meat, who's going very slow. Oh, is Ronan with a 128.5, doing very well right there in that Red Bull. to a wider square in the pits. Redeemer out on an out lap. So we will stick it on board here with the coach and the Alfa Romeo. Luckily, his teammate is on an absolute flyer so far in the very early stages, very early stages of our season. So the coach can't pick up too many points. He can definitely rely on his teammate. As the coach now enters into Sector 3. Has to be said, probably one of the easiest sectors in all of Formula One, as it is just 2 straights and 1 turn. He gets a decent exit right there, as he will come across the line with a 129.1. That's only going to put him into P12, and with putting 2 laps on those softs, that's probably pretty good for the coach that he didn't enter the top 10. As Sprightly's getting very squirmy there in the banana. And it doesn't look like it's going to be a very competitive time here on the mediums, but we'll still see what he can set. As it will not. So the Renault boys currently sitting P16 and 17. See which one of the drivers is currently further up on the grid. Looks like the coach is doing another lap. The coach, you are insane. But LDR Redeemer, was that the coach off? It was the coach off the track. Just pulling off to the side out the way of Redeemer. Now we have just a minute and 40 seconds left remaining. So if any of our drivers who are currently still in the pits want to set a lap, they definitely want to get out right now. It looks like Redeemer is also going onto the softs. Which, if you told me before the race that a majority of our grid would be soft runners, I wouldn't believe you. But I'm expecting this is due to a lot of guys going on the softs very early in qualifying. Probably scared a lot of the other drivers out of their strategies. So I see a lot of soft runners as Redeemer goes P2 with a 127.9. Oh, just a 10th off there. As it looks like Ronan is going slow. Take it down here to Jord the Fraud, who's in Sector 2. Has Sonic as well. Keep it up here with Taz, who's getting a nice little slipstream fest there from his teammate White Meat. So that might help out Taz a lot, as Taz is looking to set his time here on the mediums before qualifying is over. Now we just have 30 seconds left till our drivers can finish up their laps. We'll see what Taz can come across the line with. It is going to be a not so competitive 130.5. Sprightly is still very far back. See what TRC Platinum can do. He is 3 tenths up. He might be flying on this one. That's definitely P1. That's a 127.4. I don't think anyone is going to beat that tonight, as White Meat is starting his lap. Looks like Methods going to be our closest driver right now in the Ferrari. It looks like White Meat did back out of his lap. But Methods 5 tenths up nearly. And with that sort of time, he might be looking at P3. As long as he gets a good exit right here, and he does not. That might have been an invalidation. That's very unfortunate for Methods, as he was definitely looking at the top 3 right there. But he will sit in P5. Wilo Square going very slow. Got Jord the Fraud. See what White Mike can cross the line with. He's not improved at all on his time, and he will not improve at all. He'll still stay P13. Sprightly as well will stay P17. Look on board here with Jord the Fraud. Looks to be our last driver. He's currently sitting in P11. And with doing already 2 laps on those mediums, if I was him, I'd probably come into the pits. Don't really want to set another lap. You're in P11, you get a free choice of tires. See what he decides to do, as he will come into the pits. And that'll be the end of qualifying here for our PPR Xbox Division 2 at Bahrain, as TRC Platinum takes P1 with an absolute flyer as a 120.4. LDR Redeemer with a 127.9 and P2. And Don't Get Mad, aka DGM, with a 128.0, almost edging into that 127. So it is looking very competitive from our top, probably top 5, top 6, 7, top 8, top 9, top 10, top 11. These guys are looking to give us quite the race tonight. But we only have 2 drivers in the top 10 sitting on mediums. And if you were to tell me that was going to happen at the start of this stream, I would not have believed you. But Indian Cyclone sitting in P7 right now. He's looking very well strategy-wise. If he can stay out of the way of other drivers coming into turn 1. We also see Marlon Conga as well. He's going to be on the mediums. Money Hustard as well. He's going to be sitting on the mediums. 11th all the way down to 18th. We'll have free choice of tires. But P6 all the way up to P1 on the softs. And TRC Platinum, he might run away with this race if he can keep up this same qualifying pace and transition it into his race pace, as we now look at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds until all of our drivers load up for the formation lap. Once again, thank to all you guys for joining us here tonight, watching the stream. It is greatly appreciated here at PPR from all of us. We love all the support. If you guys want to share the stream, show it to a friend, get them subscribed, watch the races, give us a little like. I mean, we'll love you guys forever, and we will wait for all of our drivers to load in. As we do that, I will take a quick 30-second break and be right back for the start of our formation lap. And here we go. Oh man, I almost had a little voice crack right there. Here we go for the start of our formation lap. I'm just scrolling through some of our YouTube comments as the henchman told me to settle down. I'm sorry if I took it a little bit too hard on you there. But I mean, that curve, that can catch out anybody in qualifying and even in the race. I would know by myself. It caught me out in one of my league races last season. As we'll just slowly scroll down the grid here, for all of our drivers, show them all some love before the start of the race. So before the race starts, go ahead and tell me in the comments who you think is going to win this race, other than TRC Platinum, who looks to be in a great position. He was nearly 5 tenths up in qualifying. He might look to be flying away with this race. Unfortunately, we did not have him last year. The battle with John, who no longer races with us. He's pursuing his real career in racing. We wish him the best. Hopefully he can join me in the booth for a few races this year. It looks like our drivers are going to roundabout sector 3 here. Pull up all the nice little details for you. Score, yes, says Redeemer or Cyclone. If Redeemer wins the race, I'll act like he didn't actually win the race. And yeah, Kermit Capita's not going to win. Capita can't even finish the last lap of the race, unfortunately. That was sad to see last night. But here we go with our drivers getting into their grid boxes and getting us started for 29 laps here at Bahrain. I am very excited. I hope all of you guys here are as well. Let's see who has the better angles. These are all terrible angles. Thank you very much, Cody's. As looks like Platinum probably gonna have the best one. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go here for PPR Xbox Division 2 at Bahrain. All of our drivers looking to get a clean start. No one really going off the grid or losing it. As Redeemer is going to send himself into P1. Nothing happening through turn 1. Most of our drivers keeping it very clean so far. Very nice to see. And I say that as it looks like Jordan Fraud 98 actually has retired, as DGM is now diving down the inside of Platinum. Platinum might lose 2 positions here. As he does, he's now sitting into P3. As our top 5 is really battling it out, as we see a good view from Ronan here. As Marlon Conga gets overtaken there by Indian Cyclone. Now his teammate Money Hustard in the Racing Point right behind him as well. There's the back of our grid. Not too much doing there, but Redeemer now sitting himself into P1 with DGM into P2, and now TRC Platinum sitting on the back end. Not even halfway through this lap now in P3. He's definitely going to pick up those positions back. As it looks like Marlon Conga shunted his teammate out the way, as he's now overtaken Money Hustler, and Indian Cyclone is now falling all the way back to P9. We see George right on the inside of White Mike. He's going to get that move done before the final corner. Looks like Tazonics right here on the back of White Mike. Indian Cyclone going side by side here with Money Hustler. Money Hustler looks to break a little bit later than Cyclone. They make a little bit of a touch right there. Looks like Cyclone is going to be on the back end of the stick, as Money Hustler will stay in P8. We'll go back to the top of our grid. This top 4 is very tight. DGM, LDR, and TRC Platinum all within just a few tenths of each other. This is what we love to see here at PPR. White Meat shortly followed behind them. Looks like we're getting a nice little train forming here from all of our drivers, as I'm just going to spam this turn. Look at that. That's some beautiful camera work. As okay, Sprightly, we're going to ignore you. But back on top here with Redeemer, as my controller spazzes out. It's looking very close so far. We are just 2 laps into this race. Looks like White Meat got a little bit off circuit right there. That has to be said that Bahrain is a very tough circuit to get any type of corner cutting penalties. Might catch a 3-second here and there, but don't think we'll see too many drivers catching multiple warnings. As here we go, DGM now on the inside of Redeemer. He got a great exit. And it looks like he might get this move done right here. Redeemer on the outside. It looks like he got a little bit of a touch right there by TRC Platinum. For some reason, Siri on my phone thinks I'm talking to her. No, I'm not, Siri. As it looks like at the back of the grid, we have the Haas of Weiser Square. Just caught that by this very wide angle. Looks like he got turned around through turn 1. That's very unfortunate for the Haas driver, as his teammate right now, DGM, is sitting in P1. This top 4 is very close. Method's about a second out right now with Ronan right behind him. Oh, and White Meat gets very late on the brakes right there. That's going to cost him a lot of time. It might give Methods a little bit of a look on that Mercedes, but so far DGM in P1. Doing a very nice job of controlling that lead so far. All of our top 6 is on the softs. 7th through 10th is on the mediums. And Taz, the farthest hard runner, currently sitting in P11. So strategies are definitely going to shake up this grid by the end of the race. As I do apologize if these cameras keep flipping out. It looks like my RB button is spamming out just a little bit on my controller. Looks like White Me got a little bit of off circuit right there as he's falling all the way back into P7. This Taz now overtaking Methods. It looks like White Meat and Methods might have made some contact right there. We'll go back on board with the racing points. Money Hustler diving on the inside of Marlon Conga for P5. This Platinum looks to not have enough room there for Redeemer, as well as Marlon Conga. George as well, doesn't look like we're going to see any moves being made. We currently have Sprightly and the Henchman 21 sitting in the pits for our first stops of the race. And yes, Funky Cactus, Siri, stop please. I agree with you as well. As we see Redeemer take a quick little look there on DGM. See if he can get a good exit right here. If he plays it smart, he'll try to bridge that gap as much as possible. Oh, and Redeemer goes off. So that's going to be Platinum now into P2. See where Redeemer falls. He'll still stay in P3. Roan is too far back to take advantage of that as Methods picks up a 3-second time penalty. So this might be TRC Platinum's chance to get back at DGM as he sets the fastest lap of the race. As I say that, Money Hustler was the fastest lap of the race. Wow, I'm just slurring my words out here. But yeah, Money Hustler fastest lap of the race so far. As the racing points are still battling it out. Indian Cyclone sitting in P8. George 1997 P9. We are now 5 laps into this 29-lap race. And Ronan is slowly bridging that gap now to Redeemer. Ronan not getting the best exit right there. He's going to lose a lot of time on Redeemer. Luckily, he does have DRS. But these racing points, they are slowly creeping up the field now. Currently sitting 5th and 6th respectively. Looking like the best team strategy right now going on in this race. Looks like George as well right on the back of Indian Cyclone. Money Hustler might now have a shot at Ronan. DRS enabled, but Ronan also with DRS. Is there going to be any moves made here into turn 1? Doesn't look like it, but Platinum. Oh, and Money Hustler just dives down the inside. And that was not the smartest of moves. Looks like he's going to give those spots back. Very well done by him. But yeah, that was definitely an egregious dive bomb there by Money Hustler. Very sportsmanlike from him to give those spots back immediately. Doesn't look like anyone picked up any damage. But now Platinum is right on the back of DGM. Definitely looking to take back P1. And he'll have DRS right here. Looks like he's got the better exit as well. He might have a shot. DGM defends down the inside. Platinum on the outside. DGM doing a great job of defending so far. Not going to be any overtaking going on here through the fast right-hander. All you want to do is stay off the curb. And both of them do a great job of that. However, Platinum does get a little bit off track right there. Not even a little bit. That was a lot of it. But he's going to want to get a good exit here so he can get within a very good DRS range for a potential overtake into turn 1. As he is flying down this straight. Looks like he might get this move done here on the inside of DGM. Oh, but DGM's going to have the inside into 2 and 3. And it doesn't look like Platinum's going to be able to make the move right there. And it looks like DGM's going to edge him out into turn 4 and 5. So DGM will keep P1. This is a very tight battle between first and second. Looks like Indian Cyclone and George 1997 having a little bit of battle back here as well for 6th and 7th respectively. It looks like Indian Cyclone will take P6 as Money Hustler did hop in the pits, so I'm presuming he did pick up wing damage from that dive bomb. Platinum has dived down the inside of DGM. They're going side by side through the very fast right-hander. This might get a little bit of dangerous. TRC Platinum doing a very smart move right there, just deciding to back out of it so neither one of those drivers take each other out. And we still got a lot of race ahead of us. A very smart move there by Platinum. He also knows that he's going to have DRS down this straight, as he is hopping into the pits very early. It's only lap 8, so Marlon Conga will now be P2. See how far back Platinum falls, but we now have Taz around the back of the Toothpaste Williams, looking like a stick of Colgate. Going into turn 1, George gets very deep in there. Definitely going to benefit Taz. But unfortunately for Redeemer, it did look like he picked up damage. I mean, he's going to have to do a massive amount in this race to pick up back into the top 3 spots and pick up a podium. He's now sitting all the way back in 11th place. Taz is sitting right behind George 1997. Just can't do much right now. Much of our grid starting to space out. We'll see where everyone falls after stops, which we should see in the coming laps. And for everyone talking in the chat about what happened with Redeemer, looked like he did pick up damage there from Marlon Conga's teammate Money Hustard, as he dive bombed him on, I believe it was lap 6 or 7 into turn 1. Not the smartest move, and that's going to hurt both drivers. But here we go with Taz Zonic right on the outside of George 1997. Oh, into turn 4. Can Taz make it stick? Oh, or it looks like we're going to be going side by side here. But George backs out of it. Very smartly done by him. It looks like Tazonic for now will keep P4. Looks like DGM is still going to stay out. So far, 8 laps in on those softs. See how far he can extend those. We have the coach sitting right behind White Mike, as he looks like he forgets to brake, as he's now just going to let his teammate of TRC Platinum by. Let Platinum now take a shot at White Mike. Maybe that was a little bit of team orders that just didn't look very pretty, but Platinum is now sitting in P7. It looks like DGM is now hopping in the pits that will promote Marlon Conga into P1, Indian Cyclone now into P2, and Tazonic P3, George 1997 P4. Ooh, and Platinum getting a little bit of touch there with White Mike. Sets the fast lap of the race with a 130.8. Decides to opt for the outside line here on White Mike, and that will be the move done for him. Now TRC started on the softs, opts to go the mediums after the stop, so it looks like he might be going for a two-stop here tonight. So if he can pull that off and win the race, I mean, hats off to him, as he's looking very promising now that Redeemer looks to be out of the picture and DGM is just now pitted. DGM is opting to go the one stop with the hards. He now sits in P8. Now a little bit of a battle here for P9. Looks like White Meat is gaining on Ronan. White Meat is getting very close now to the gearbox of that Red Bull. P1's P9. Very good exit by Ronan, not so much by White Meat. But he's got the benefit of an OP slipstream thanks to Cody's. He'll also have the benefit to an OP slipstream, an OP DRS. He might be able to make a move here going into turn one. Ronan's going to look to defend on the inside. White Meat says, no, you will not. As they touch just a little bit. Platinum now picks up a 3-second time penalty. And not much Ronan can do there against White Meat, as he now promotes himself into P9. And Ronan now down into P10. But looks like we got a little battle going here for 13th. Weiser Square, ooh, locking up quite a bit. And Methods taking advantage of that and keeping 13th place. Very well done by the Ferrari driver of SV Methods. And unfortunately for Redeemer, he is sitting in P11. Looked like he had some great pace today, just unfortunately got caught out by a driver error. CGM now looks to work his way back up the field on those hard tires. Everyone in front of him still needs to pit besides Platinum, but I don't think Platinum's be able to extend those mediums for the rest of the race, so DGM could be provisional P1 after the rest of the top 7 pit. Granting that Platinum does make another pit stop before the end of the race. As DGM is looking to make 2 moves in one go. White Mike, unfortunately on the back end right here, as he's getting shoved in the middle. Not much he can do, as DGM will take it down the inside, looking to get the move done on the coach. The coach gives him quite a bit of a squeeze. Now White Mike's looking on the outside of DGM. They're going side by side. Unfortunately, Taz looks to have left the session. We'll take a brief pause from this and give Taz a quick little invite back to the game. Hopefully he can rejoin. He's currently sitting in P3. But a great battle right here for 6th and 7th. Looks like White Meat's going to fall just short of these guys now. He's almost dropped back to a 2nd and locking up. That's not going to be good for his tires at all. It looks like Marlon Conga is now entering the pits. Indian Cyclone as well, so Tazonic, who looks to have rejoined the session, sitting in P1. Looks like the coach is going to stay out for another lap. Ooh, is this going to be very tight right here? Marlon Conga on the inside of these guys. The coach doing a very smart job right there, just backing off so he doesn't ram into Marlon. But DGM now into P3. And Marlon on the fresher hard's already taking a little look down inside of DGM through turn 4. Nothing doing there for him as the coach gets a little bit of look on this battle as well. The coach goes very late on the brakes, so we'll take it back up to Marlon, who's on just 3-lap fresher tires. And he just left that pit box, so he's going to want to warm up those hards. They feel pretty disgusting your first lap and a half. After that, they definitely wear in and feel pretty good throughout the duration of your stint on them. Just Don't Get Mad is going very defensive, not allowing Marlon to get any bit of a slipstream. DGM again going defensive here, as Money Hustard has now picked up a 3-second time penalty. Oh, Marlon takes a peek, but not enough space to make a move. See, it's almost an inch away from the gearbox of that Haas. He might be able to make something going here on the turn 4. Doesn't know which way he wants to go, so he sticks around the outside of the Haas. The DGM gets very squirmy right there. We're now going to go side by side. DGM doesn't have much space. Oh, and he just loses it right there. Now he is sideways. Never want to be a steward as a commentator, but it did just look like a racing incident, and that's unfortunate for DGM. He's going to drop all the way back into 10th place now. Putting Redeemer all the way up to Marlon, one position. And the coach now sitting in P4. So this Alfa Romeo team looking very strong tonight, as Platinum sits in P2 and the coach P4 respectively. Go back down to DGM, who's already looking to make a move on Redeemer after he picks up a 3-second time penalty. It looks like, oh, the coach has gone sideways. The coach has binned it halfway through the race, and we've now seen 2 drivers go off. That's very unfortunate. DGM, to no fault of his own, but the coach looks like he might have caught the curb right there, and he's now on the back foot as well in this race. And Ian Cyclone will go into P6 now that White Mike is entering the pits. Redeemer and DGM will also get themselves up 1 spot, as DGM's now on the outside of Redeemer. Redeemer going full lock into 1, but nothing he can do there. Those softs 8 laps in are definitely falling apart on him. But he will take a peek down the inside of turn 4. DGM might have taken a little bit too much curb right there. But luckily for him, Redeemer doesn't have the grip on those tires to really make any move. And George is now taking a little bit of a peek in on the action. He wants to improve his place from P9. And yes, RIP to the coach. The coach would blame me, but the coach, that's all your fault. You can come see me in the commentary box, catch me outside, and we can throw some hands. Redeemer's still doing a pretty good job. I mean, he's 8 laps in on those softs, but he is not backing down from DGM at all. He just doesn't care. And it looks like he's now going to hop into the pits to promote George into P8. And George will now get a quick little peek now at the Haas of DGM, who's been in a lot of our action tonight. We now see SV Methods with the fastest lap of the race, maybe just trying to steal it away from some of our top 10 drivers. As Money Hustler's also now making his way up the field, but he's 9 laps in on those hards. But he's now within a second of 7th and 8th place. As not much is going up at the front of our grid. Looks like Platinum is just waiting for Taz to make his pit stop. But like I said, Platinum now sitting 9 laps in and on the medium tires. He's still got 12 laps left in the race. I don't see how he can make those stretch till the end. He's definitely got to make another stop. I mean, if he goes till the end of the race with no stop, I just don't know what life is anymore. Luckily for Money Hustler, it looks like he's learned how to brake into turn 1. Doesn't shunt himself and put toothpaste on his front wing. Looks like Redeemer's taking a peek on White Mike. He gets that move done. He's now sitting in P11. Go back on top here. Money Hustler now on the inside of George. Not make the move stick. Looks like he's gonna have to wait till this straight right here to take another peek at George for P8. So this is definitely benefiting DGM. He's now gonna build a second gap from these two drivers. Hustler getting the benefit of that slipstream right there. Looking like he's just going to sit back and wait for DRS. Make a move into turn 1, but not the greatest exit right there. As we see DGM nearly throw himself in the pits and then into the wall and then back out, avoiding sending himself into the heavens. But here we go, Money Hustler. That's how you do a dive bomb. If you fail once, try again. He tried again and got the move done. As we got a nice little battle here between 7th down to 9th. As Money Hustler out of nowhere gets DGM. That is not a move that I saw coming. I don't think DGM did as well. And Money Hustler's now into P7. That was an absolute dive bomb from the heavens. Not even Max Verstappen could pull that off. I don't know how he did it, but he's now sitting in P7. And that's unbelievable. I don't think DGM expected that at all. But what a move by Money Hustler. I don't know what he did for his car to stick like that and get that front end to turn in, but what a move. We now have TRC Platinum entering the pits. We'll see where he comes out. Looks like he might fall all the way down into P9. See what tires he decides to put on. It'll be 6th, 7th. He'll be right next to DGM, but he'll be on fresh medium, so he might be able to beat him out right now. It looks like he will, so he'll stay in P7th. Looks like Methods has crashed out. We'll see if we can pick him up here. Yep, he lost it through the fast right-hander. Platinum now, just 10 laps left in the race. He's going to have to pick himself all the way from P7 into P1. This definitely will be the driver to watch, as he looks to be one of our only guys going for the 2-stop here tonight that chose to do so, not because of wing damage. as he is now just within half a second of Money Hustard, as DGM's already fallen a second and a half back from him. Looks like Redeemer and Wiser Square getting into a little bit of a tussle again. Redeemer's going to stay P10, Wiser Square down into P11. And Platinum, you can just see how much those fresh mediums are helping him out with, as DGM picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And unfortunately, nothing Money Hustler can do right there, so TRC Platinum will now be in P6. So we'll see, he is just a little bit over 12.5 seconds from the leader of Marlon Conga. So he's got to pick all that up in just 9 laps to win the race. So all of our drivers currently sitting in the top 3 did not qualify in the top 3. So this has definitely been an interesting race. You've seen some close battles, but it's all been up to strategy and luck here tonight at Bahrain. Platinum is struggling to gain on Tazonic right now. It has to be said that Tazonic is only 2 laps in on his medium tires. So we're definitely seeing how this 2-stop hurt Platinum. I mean, he had to have at least lost 15 seconds from his total race time just to make another stop. But he sets the fastest lap of the race. And I said he's having trouble catching Tazonic. He wants to say, no, I'm not. And he's just going to send it. But he goes way too deep. And Tazonic's going to regain that move now on Platinum. And he will remain in P4. Platinum just getting a little bit too eager now on Taz. It has to be said that Marlon Conga might be our driver of the day. Sitting there in P1 looking like he might take the race victory, as McFossitas picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in pit lane. And unfortunately, it looks like Platinum is getting all out of sorts right here, really succumbing to the pressure. Because if he can get by Tazonic, I mean, the top 3 all on hards, all at least 8 laps in on the hards. He can definitely make up some time on them, but got to get through Tazonic first, and Tazonic is not letting that place by whatsoever. And unfortunately, this battle might be hurting these guys' chances from catching up with the top 3, as they might have already been right behind Indian Cyclone, because of these battles, they're seeing their lap times really diminish from what they could be. But here we go. Platinum on the inside of Tazonic. Can he make it stick this time? He goes wide again. And Tazonic, just like we saw in lap 21, now sticks it out. But Platinum is much closer than what we saw a lap prior. He's now diving it down on the inside of turn 4. And it looks like they might go side by side right here. Hopefully we don't see another DGM moment from these drivers, as Platinum's doing a very good job of staying away from that side pod of Tazonic and not getting shunted off the track. But unfortunately, we just saw how important your entry into turn 1 is, because that just hurt him through all of sector 1 and now halfway into sector 2, where he quite possibly could have got a move done on Tazonic. And now we see Money Hustler in P6 taking a look at this battle as well, which is not what these 4th and 5th want from Taz and Platinum, as they were definitely looking to move up the field on guys on the hards who have more laps on their tires, more worn tires, but instead they are now getting visited from the dive bomb king, Money Hustard. looks like Platinum is going to be too far back now to make a move on Taz. He is definitely running out of time, and it has to be said, Taz is doing a great job of defending and knowing when and where to make his moves. But here we go, Platinum again on turn 4. It looks like he's going to pitch it around the outside now. But there's just nothing there for him. And Money Hustler now creeping right behind these guys. He is 16 laps in on hard tires, so you can really see how much this battling has hurt these guys. Nothing against Money Hustler, but when you have 16 lap old hards, I mean, realistically, you should not be catching up to these guys. And now Platinum's caught another 3-second time penalty. This is not what he wants in his race at all. He was definitely looking for a race victory, but now with just 6 laps to go, he's looking to be battling it out for 4th place and on the outskirts of the podium. And the Henchman 21 has now retired from the race, sitting in 14th. How the points, he has called it a day. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he retired. Hopefully he retired in the pits. Can't quite tell here from the booth, so I don't want to make any assumptions. Hopefully that was made in the pits so we don't see any type of VSC. But here we go, Platinum now. Looking to make a move. He's going to go on the inside into turn 1. Oh, and Money Hustler, he forgot how to brake once again, and he shunts his car off the track, completely ignoring turn 1. Looks like that might have thrown off Platinum just a little bit, thinking that he was about to get killed by a Jaguar, or a Pink Panther, I should say, of that racing point of Money Hustler. And adios to the Henchman. Hope to see you next week, and hopefully you will have a better race than tonight. It is always great having him here for our D2 races. As well, SV Methods has left, both of them sitting in 16th and 17th. Platinum now, this is probably the biggest gap Tazonics had from him. Tazonics almost going to bring it over a second, which is not what Platinum wants at all, because then he will be out of DRS zone. And Money Hustler, for the life of him, is trying his best to stay behind these two guys. And his hards, he's got the oldest tires on the grid, yet he is still battling for the closest battle we have on track. I do apologize for all my mishaps tonight. But being the first time I've commentated for us this year, gonna have a little bit of rust. Now 26 laps into our 29 lap race. Looks like Tazonic might be able to keep P4 here, as Platinum has had a very difficult time trying to overtake this Mercedes. Indian Cyclone sitting in P3, followed by Ronin in P2, and Marlon Conga in P1. Has to be said, Marlon Conga definitely driver of the day if he can keep this going, as it looked like Platinum was going to have the race of the day, but Marlon Conga out of nowhere, it looks like he may take P1 here for the Racing Point team, or as I should say, Racing Force Point India Formula One Sport PESA team. Oh, and there goes Money Hustler. Looks like his tires may have finally failed him, and luckily looks like he'll still be able to keep P7 here. He might have caught a little bit of that inside curb. That is very unfortunate for him. He was giving us a little bit of a three-way battle for a few laps, but he is now out of that. So it's now just going to be between Platinum and Tazonic. But it does have to be said that Platinum does have 6 seconds of time penalties. I don't think I've seen Tazonic's name pop up at all tonight. So even if Platinum does overtake him, he's still going to have to bridge at least a 6-second gap. But Marlon might be our driver of the day. Tazonic definitely has to be our defender of the day, our DOTD, because he's been doing a great job of keeping Platinum out of that 4th position. But as we come into the final stage of this race, Taz and Platinum have now caught up to Indian Cyclone. So one of these drivers might be able to sneak themselves onto the top steps of the podium. So this might be shaking up for a battle of P3 with just what's going to be 2 laps to go. We are now on to lap 28. Here comes Platinum again. And just too far back from Tazonic. So Indian Cyclone is definitely taking a little piss now in his fire suit, as he sees that Merc right behind him. As Platinum's now going to go on the outside of Taz. That is definitely not the way you want to make an overtake into turn 4. You definitely want to dive down the inside. That is where you'll gain most of your traction. But this battle for the final podium spot is getting spicy, as Indian Cyclone is probably begging mercy and just asking them to leave him alone at all costs. As we see, George 1997 has left the session. Unfortunately, he's currently sitting in P6. We get a little break right here from the battle. See if I can invite him back real quick. Now Taz looking to get a little bit of the slipstream there from the McLaren. So this has allowed Platinum to get very close to Tazonic. As Money Hustler is retired. Did he send it from the curb? Yes, he did. There is his dead, his now dead Pink Panther. As Indian Cyclone is defending down the inside, giving Taz the squeeze of his life. This is now going to give Platinum the chance to overtake Tazonic. He's going to have the benefit of DRS, but so will Tazonic. He's going to get that move done. And he's now going to look at P3 of Indian Cyclone. Taz is getting very squirmy now through turn 4. He's going to be on the back foot now with just 1 lap left. This is the final lap of the race, and Platinum might be able to throw himself into P3. He's left it all out for the final lap of the race. He's now going to go side by side with Indian Cyclone through the fast right, or fast left-hander, I should say. Doing a great job of not locking up right there. He's going to have DRS, see if he can get back at Cyclone here. This and then the last back straight of the circuit are going to be his best chances for an overtake. But Tazonic also not giving up on these guys either. This is shaping up to be quite the battle. But here comes Platinum now, diving down the inside of Cyclone. He's only got one turn left to make the move. Shout out to Marlon Conga picking up P1 and Ronan, who will now pick up P2. But it doesn't look like Platinum's be able to make the move at all. Tazonic's too far back. That would be Cyclone to P3, Tazonic P4, and TRT Platinum into P5, followed by George 1996 P6, 1997 P6, and then White Meat just, you know, doesn't care about his front wing now. He will actually pick up P6 after penalties. LDR Redeemer, who looked to have a promising race, will only fall P8. DGM also, after getting a little bit of contact there, and halfway through the race, will fall in P9. Looks like White Mike will pick up the final point, barring penalties, for P10. As the coach will pick up P11. RIP to coach. Wiser Square now, P12. He also is in a little bit of an incident. Oh, is McFossitas getting a little bit squirrely right there in the banana boat. Not been a very good day for the banana boat boys, but hats off to Marlon Conga. Definitely my driver of the day in P1, followed by Ronan in P2 and Indian Cyclone in P3. And if my memory does fare me well, none of these drivers qualified in the top 3. So shout out to all of them. Like I said, Marlon Conga, definitely my driver of the day in the Racing Point. Getting his first win of the season. Getting some great points for his team. As we'll have just a few minutes for some driver interviews before I have to head off for our D1 race, which will be commentated by Taeyon, who is new to PPR in the commentary booth, but a great guy to listen to. So I hope to see all of you guys there, and we'll see if we can get these guys into a party. And since we don't have too much time to spare before our D1 race, we're already joined by Ronan, who finished in P2. Started in 6th place. How are you feeling after that race?
Hey there, can
Can you hear? Yeah, there we go. Now we can hear you, Ronan.
Excellent.
So how you feeling?
It was intense. It just came down to strategy. I went on the hards and kept on it from, I think I pitted lap 9, so that was 10 all the way to 29 on the hards. So it was like at 70% towards the end there. It was getting close, but I made it.
Yeah, man, it was definitely a race of strategy. Definitely. I mean, hats off to you for finishing P2. Doesn't look like we might be visited by any of our other drivers. Yep, as Marlon is saying that he
probably tried to sweat it out after
on
that.
his mic. Yeah, but yeah, man, that was a crazy race, especially from the top 3. I mean, Marlon started P8, you started P6, and then it was, I believe, yeah, Indian Cyclone who started P7. So I mean, what a great race from you guys. Doesn't look like they're gonna be able to join the party at all, so we're gonna cut it off right there. But thanks to you, I guess, Ronan, for being our one guy this week for driver interviews.
D2. You got it. Good luck, D1.
Yeah.
We'll be watching. Yep.
Yep. And like Ronan said, D1 will be starting in just 12 minutes. Same channel here, PPR Esports. I hope to see all of you guys there, as I'll be heading that way. And we're going to go ahead and cut off the stream and hope to see you guys